What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp. This is April 16th. It is the Fightful Smackdown post show. It's been a long week, and it ain't over yet. Two weeks. 2 weeks. Let's see. It's been like 11 straight days wait to sleep.
Yes.
Yesterday was supposed to be the big night where everything like slowed down. It did not. Unfortunately, there were a lot of releases. We have a ton of coverage of that. Subscribe to FightfulSelect.com. I have by far the most backstage news on why these releases happened and some details on that, and that is not ending. You guys are going to want to subscribe to FightfulSelect.com and be there this weekend because it ain't over. Kevin Dunn was trending on Twitter today, Jeremy.
You did that, Sean? Your power.
Well, let me tell you, I didn't do that. Kevin Dunn did that.
Fair.
Kevin Dunn, and I'll have more on that on Fightful Select this weekend too. But some of the detractors of Billy Kay revealed on FightfulSelect.com. We'll have some news on Kalisto, some news on Chelsea Green, Samoa Joe, Mickie James, Bo Dallas. All that FightfulSelect.com this weekend. This week we revealed big changes to the Fiend Randy Orton match. A lot of what went into the WrestleMania main event. I'm telling you guys, FightfulSelect.com. Patreon is not our ideal platform, but by God, FightfulSelect.com is where you're always going to find this exclusive news. Please check it out. Please support us. But Jeremy, I'm a huge draw on the distraction.
I don't know about all that. I credit our pregnancy expert, Cher Delaware, and we're running the hottest angle in wrestling history that we're going to hang a banner for.
Whoa. We did, like, as a lead-in to the distraction on WrestleMania Saturday, we did, like, 50,000 views. You couldn't hold that very close lead-in from WrestleMania Saturday.
Is that like
this is a great platform, Jeremy. Lots of eyes on the distraction because of WrestleMania Saturday, 6 days before.
The distraction did big numbers.
It did very good numbers.
I mean, I realized that like your lead-in video was very helpful, and you appearing early on the show was helpful as well. But I mean, even without that, it was only at like 1.5 after all that was over, and then it was still pretty huge. Like it's at 5.6 right now.
Yeah, that's what we call please do a goddamn ad read numbers is what we call that, Jeremy. Now I know that in between making people think that people are dead on your show and all that, like there maybe isn't enough room to say surfshark.deals/Fightful, but we'll see. Joseph Correa sends a super chat. By the way, guys, please leave a thumbs up. Please send a super chat. Really appreciate it. Joseph says, here's some money for big star Jeremy Lambert. Boy, did they overdo the recaps of the UFO spot tonight. We will be talking about it. Emma congratulates me on the Quizlemania win. Says she loves us so much. Well, we love you
lost.
Too. No, I won. I was going to lose.
I thought you said, can I reveal that you were going to
I was
try to win?
But the first round was like, what screenshot is this video game from? And I knew every single one of them, and I couldn't pretend I didn't.
Yeah.
I won't lose as a bit, but
you got to commit to these bits, Sean. That's your problem.
I was too tired. I was too tired, man.
I understand that.
Evan Wright says, here to support because I did not watch tonight. Bug numbers, Jeremy.
It's like bug numbers, whatever. Bugs Life did well at the box office, right?
Main event, Jey Uso and bug number Jeremy. I love it. Jungle Boy versus Darby Wednesday. That'll be wild. Yes, it will. Oh, boy, do I love doing one-show reviews on Wednesdays. And Alex's show did numbers. We all did numbers this week, and I'm so happy about it.
It's a good week at the Fightful offices.
It is. Caleb says SRS pulled the Iron Man on Wednesday with his first podcast, Quizlemania, AEW, and review. Man, I couldn't do that. So big props to you. I could think of far worse ways to make a living, my friend. We say that we're tired a lot, but we do love, Jeremy, this business. Yes.
100% we do.
It is very fun. I truly love it. Rob Reed says, tonight kind of sucked, but at least I wasn't embarrassed to be a wrestling fan like I was Monday. So in that sense, it was leaps and bounds better than Raw. That it was. This by 30 minutes in, I thought this show was way better than Raw.
It was. Pat McAfee was better than Adin Virk.
Brendan Vink's brother, obviously.
Yeah.
Where'd he go? There he is.
It was better than him on Raw. I like Pat McAfee. I thought he was fine on this show. The first 30 minutes was because Roman Reigns is great and Roman Reigns is better than anything on Raw. Everything after that, though, man, this show was just kind of. It existed, Sean. It existed.
It did. Please leave those thumbs up on this video, guys. Leave a comment if you're watching after the fact. Subscribe, and please donate a super chat. It really helps. 69 names Deegan. Look at her wearing that King Senpai Dong Lord shirt. What a gem. She's the best. What's up, bros? Loved seeing you all live. Roman out here looking breathtaking as always. His muscles have muscles. I see you, Pat McAfee, you thirsty boy. I had people literally on the phone with me during SmackDown putting over how much they like Pat McAfee within the company.
I thought you were going to say putting over Roman Reigns' muscles on top of muscles.
No. And I was watching a murder mystery of all things this past week to show you what kind of guy Pat McAfee was. And one of the highlighted points was that to find the abductor and killer, Pat McAfee put up like 20 grand. Like, what a guy. What a guy. Sorry to put a damper on the night, guys, but what a gem.
He rules. I can't wait for him to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania next year.
He has very like early 90s, and he's not even a heel commentator, very early 90s like shit disturber. Like I don't want to compare him to Heenan, but at the point where I think that Michael Cole will be like, Pat, cut it out, and that will become like a normal thing.
You know, Pat just like loves getting under Michael Cole's skin too.
Yes.
He absolutely loves it. You listen to any interview, radio show, or whatever, where he's talking about wrestling, he loves just like grading Cole a little bit. So the fact that he gets to do it weekly on commentary, we're going to see a lot of it.
Well, one of the greatest stories in recent wrestling interview history is Pat McAfee talking about Cole getting hot at him for the short suit, right?
Yes, 100%. I thought that's why he stood up to applaud at that one point. I was like, oh, he's going to wear the shorts. There we go. And he didn't have it on. He actually came like dressed to, as a professional. It won't be long. It will not be long. This man is going to have the shorts on, and I cannot wait.
I love it. Ray Callahan says, first person you think to challenge McAfee, oh, it's going to happen. And I'm so much happier that it's going to be him as opposed to like Lawler back in the day. Because you know what you'd get? Lawler's going to sell for a while. No, with Pat McAfee, you're getting a spectacle. Who do you see maybe stepping up and challenging him?
I just said Roman Reigns. McAfee, WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that's the main event.
I think
Dwayne can sit in the stadium stand somewhere, sit up in the nosebleeds in Dallas, watch a true star, Pat McAfee, who made history in that stadium many times with his booming punts.
I think it's going to be Owens or Zayn. Maybe both.
Kevin Owens and Pat McAfee would be tremendous.
I just like the idea of Owens beating the shit out of every celebrity. Like how it was Kane and Pete Rose for a while. I think it should be Kevin Owens and everybody because that was really, really good. Ryan B. Jam says, was hoping Pat would have made a joke about asking Michael Cole about his son, Adam. It would be funny if he was like, I don't even like your whole family. And Michael's like, what? And he's like, yeah, I know. Your kid, Adam. And he's like, that's not my son, Pat. Like there was a spot in the Owens-Zayn match where Pat McAfee goes, what was that? And Michael Cole goes, a sunset flip powerbomb. Yeah. And McAfee goes, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Pat McAfee did stuff in his matches that were cooler than that.
I thought about that. I was like, didn't McAfee I don't think he did it. He got hit with a Canadian destroyer, though. Yeah. He took a move that was cooler than that. But yeah, dude, McAfee's great. He's so great. It just like, he knows this stuff, but then pretending that he just like doesn't. And really just to get under Cole's skin. And you could just tell Cole was like, oh, fuck, I got to work with this guy 52 weeks a year now.
To me, that was when Jim Ross did his best work, when Jerry Lawler or Paul Heyman were just poking at him and poking at him and poking at him.
Because Cole, bless him, I think he's like good, but he's clearly under like the WWE system and stuff. Like McAfee can, when he can poke at him like that, throw him off a little bit, bring some life and some energy into the thing. I saw
a thing where Adnan Virk had done an interview where he said, I still haven't met Vince McMahon. And somebody quote tweeted and they said, oh, he's gonna.
Yeah, Sean, you saw it because I wrote the article for the website. That's where you saw
the
it.
quote tweet. You dork, not
but
like
you know
Robert.
why? You know the quote? Why the quote tweet happened? Because I wrote the article for the website.
I'm not like Robert DeFelice popping up like, oh, I'm going to get this Nick Khan article, and us all being like, read the website. Ron Patel says the demo god's a Fightful. Point guy Jeremy. I guess I'm the other half then, buddy. Bezo Banks says, just like we have an arbitrary best heel in the business, Baron Corbin, I'm going to start the arbitrary it's boss time every week from here on out. Well, buddy, it wasn't boss time tonight whatsoever. Thank you, Mike Savage Show, for the super chat. Chris Rain says Cole was on Pat's show today and asked him if he was wearing the shorts tonight. Pat told him it was a surprise. I love it. I love it. And Cole recognized that he was being a dick about it too, from what I understood. Like, he knew that he was a little out of line for that. Matt J. Hendricks says, thoughts on the Alistair Black vignette teaser on Instagram? Sounds like he's forming a faction called The Herd. I would like him to do literally anything. I know a lot of people were expecting him back tonight. I wish he'd pop up on Raw because, God damn it, do they need him on Raw badly. Any thoughts?
I don't care where he shows up. It would be nice if he shows up. I don't buy any of this, like, let me post this teaser on Instagram. Let me tweet this thing on Twitter. Like, these people try to do their own angles and stuff, and bless them for it. It rarely works out for them when it comes to like television. Like, how many times have we seen guys try to just do their own angle on social media?
Chelsea Green and Nikki got fired.
Yeah, like they try this all the time, and WWE doesn't pay attention to that stuff unless it's, you know, actually happening in WWE. And right now, whatever Black is doing is not actually happening. So cool. I hope he shows up on TV soon, but I'm not buying that he's trying to start like he's going to have some faction on television.
Nerd Guru says SmackDown stinks. No new feuds or stories. Nothing got resolved at Mania, apparently. Best thing about it was the GOAT Pat McAfee. Well, that's why I said the first half hour was good, because there was half of a new feud, Jeremy. And let's go ahead and talk about that. Roman Reigns came out. He gloated along with Paul Heyman about his WrestleMania win and how he won, and rightfully so. But on tonight's show, no Sasha Banks, no Edge, no Daniel.
Sasha was there. She was there very briefly.
What'd she do?
She was after the Bianca segment. She stood backstage with Kayla and was like, "Sasha, what are your thoughts on this?" And Sasha's like, "You know what?
I was taking a shit or something."
And then she walked off. So that was it.
Okay, so some big names not on the show tonight, obviously, but Roman Reigns cut his promo and he's like, "Fulfilled my obligation. Let's fire up the jet and go home." I respect it, Jeremy.
Yeah. What's he need to be there for? He came in, he cut his promo, he had the big Mania moment. He's out. I like that. I like Heyman's promo as well. I thought Heyman was very good. He put over, this is what Heyman is very good at. Putting over the people that Roman is about to beat or is already beaten, so that way Roman's win looks bigger. So he put over Edge, he put over Bryan, he put over their wives as well. And he's like, this man just beat all of them. By proxy of beating Edge and Daniel Bryan, he beat Brie Bella and Beth Phoenix as well. He beat 3 Hall of Famers, 1 future Hall of Famer in 1 fell swoop. And then, Roman is like, all right, I said what I was going to do. I'm done. There ain't nobody left. I'm out of here.
And Nick brings us to our next point. He says, compared to Raw, this felt like watching The Godfather. McAfee's a breath of fresh air, and the show built around Cesaro post-Mania felt important. Well, I think this angle felt important. I don't know about everything else. But Cesaro pops up, and Jeremy, it makes an awful lot of sense to have a guy who won a big WrestleMania match pop up here. Now, before this, he had also beaten Murphy a couple times. He was in the Elimination Chamber where he did really well. He got a big win, the 6-man over, I think it was Uso, King Corbin, and Zayn. He had won the elimination qualifiers to get into that. He had beat Daniel Bryan before that. Outside of the Elimination Chamber, he's been on a hot streak since like Rumble season. So they have protected him a little bit. And immediately I'm like, all right, cool. He's going to be in there with 3 of the best promos in WWE right now between Uso, Heyman, and Reigns. So he's going to be able to sink or swim. there's going to be a lot of source material to draw off of too, because Reigns has beat him twice in really great matches, but these were 4 and 6 years ago. And he used to be a Paul Heyman guy, Jeremy.
Yeah, it's a perfect feud for Cesaro coming off of this victory. It makes his victory over Seth Rollins mean something, which you definitely want to do. And it gives Roman like a nice little challenger to move away from. They haven't positioned Cesaro as a top guy for a very, very long time. So sometimes you just got to have those little lesser feuds on these kind of B pay-per-views, and it elevates Cesaro because Roman doesn't really get dragged down by anybody at this point. But I have a very important question for you, Sean. Have you heard of this UFO move? You ever seen this before? You can do it with no hands?
Yeah. Let me tell you, UFO sightings were not rare tonight.
No.
We were planted in the middle of fucking Roswell on this evening.
They held this show from Area 51, I'm pretty sure.
Ryan B. James says, did you guys know that Cesaro beat Seth with the UFO at Mania? Shocking, right? They showed this clip so many times, and I saw why they did it. It was to piss off Rollins. Funny. We'll get back to it. Joseph Correa says, really loved Heyman's promo about the rain delay. That was pretty funny. Nerd Guru says, they best not script Pat because he's money with a live mic, and they need his style way more than he needs them. He is his brand. So what we've seen, and Alex McCarthy mentioned this as he spoke with Renee last week about how Vince kind of leaves you alone the first night.
Yeah.
What's going to happen when he's in Pat's ear?
I think Pat might unplug him. Apparently you can unplug Vince. This is a thing I learned. I think it was Punk's interview with Renee. It's like, yeah, you can just unplug him. I think McAfee's just going to end up doing that, honestly.
Probably should too. Should. But we've got.
I'm hoping that Cole kind of goes to bat a little bit for McAfee because McAfee's a Cole guy, and so I'm hoping Cole is be like, hey, just kind of leave him alone a little bit. I don't know if that'll happen, but hopefully that happens. Don't scream at McAfee and tell him to do this stuff. Don't make him another WWE Jerome, please.
Lots of people fired up about the Cesaro thing. Drew Nicholas says WWE doesn't realize they were actually putting Cesaro over for themselves tonight. Cesaro's been over with all of us for years. Welcome to the club, WWE. It did seem like a lot of, well, we better convince Vince that he's there. And I think they may have done that, which this is going to be, if he gets this title match at I assume Backlash or so, I think it's a good opportunity. He's not going to win the title. He's not going to beat Roman Reigns, but he might show Vince McMahon that he can hang there and I'm not confident that his promos will be through the roof, but the source material is there to make them good.
That's what I worry about is you mentioned the guys he's going to be up against on the mic. It's not that Reigns, Heyman, and Uso are the type of people who are going to truck somebody on the mic. But they are guys who can make people like Cesaro look just very inferior. And that's what I worry about with Cesaro. I actually think Paul Heyman is going to carry Cesaro's promos by putting him over a lot on the mic. And Cesaro actually does less talking than we might suspect here.
And Cesaro is a very charismatic person, but I don't think it carries over to pro wrestling promos. No. It carries over to fucking Uno all the time and video games and stuff like that. But the traditional pro wrestling promo has never been something that you point at Cesaro and say, "Oh yeah, that's going to kill it."
He's good on up, down, down. He's not great, but he's good in that setting because it's just laid back. He can crack his dad jokes and stuff, and he has good banter with those guys. But yeah, not a guy who, when he talks, it's oh yeah, he's a good pro wrestling promo. And I don't know if he can get that fire and that passion. Like Daniel Bryan has that. The knock on Bryan is nah, not really a good pro wrestling promo. But Bryan draws from so much history and comes with so much passion that it's fuck, Daniel Bryan's one of the best promos in the business. I don't know if Cesaro has that in him.
Ray Callahan says, pay-per-view team of Graves, Cole, and Pat, please. I would love to hear Pat and Graves just troll Michael Cole for 3 hours.
That might get old real fast, is the only thing.
Yeah, it could. It could. We have Michael Bunch saying, new select subscriber to support the Dong Lord and the Fightful family. Love the Profits and Bianca segment. Great to see some genuine emotion. Indeed, it was. Ricardo Holt says, so glad to see Cesaro get a great push. Me too. Anthony Velasquez says, I'm really happy for Cesaro. He deserves this title program. He's been doing amazing work. Yes, he has. And I want to go back to that super chat about the Bianca Street Profits segment. A feel-good segment. I think it would have felt a little bit better if Montez didn't get pinned and they won the tag titles right after. Like, we'll talk. Let's go ahead and talk about the Bianca Belair thing, because it was a good speech. Cool. It didn't make me less interested in her, which is what they do with a lot of people after they win titles. The Hall of Champions segment on NXT did bonkers numbers on YouTube this week, like over 1 million. I don't think you all realize how insane that is for NXT. They usually top out 400,000, 500,000. So Bianca Belair has a lot of interest in her, and she should after that main event. I thought this was good.
Yeah, I thought it was a good promo. I mean, if you've read or listened to every Bianca interview this week, like I have, she didn't really say anything new on it, but I thought it was a good promo talking about the history and the emotion and what it meant to her. I liked the like cocky side. She said it's not cocky because, you know, she's the EST and she's backing it up and everything. But I really like that. It's like, yeah, all right, I was portrayed maybe as the underdog. You know, Sasha she was the champion and everything, but like, I knew I was going to be here. Like, I didn't crush that combine, you know, out of luck. Like, I'm really, really good, guys. So I like that part of the promo more than anything, because I'd heard all the other stuff a million times. But like that, I was like, that's what I want to see. Like, you know, you should be like, I am the EST. You've been saying that for years now. Like, don't just now be like, oh, you know, thank you, Sasha. Thank you for this great match. Thank you for letting me make history and all this stuff. Be like, you know what? Y'all thought I was going to lose? No. Like, I'm here for a reason, y'all.
And that's why I didn't like Cole and Graves after the Mania match going, she's done the impossible. Yeah. She shocked the world. I was like, no, she didn't. She's a fucking star. That's it. She's a big star. Bayley, after this, had been like, coming for the title. And she should. But she should also say, by the way, I beat Bianca like 3 months ago, and I'm the only person to do it.
Yeah, I didn't like Bayley's promo of being like, she knows she was going to lose. Like, she literally just said that I knew a year ago I was going to be in this position regardless. Like, yes. I get that Bayley, she's a heel and everything, but it just, the parallel just wasn't there on that. I'm with you. Bayley should have just been like, all right, you know, you're great. You did win. Remember who beat you last? Like, remember who has that win over you? Like, that's where Bayley should have gone instead of being like, oh, she knew she was going to lose and then lucked into this victory or whatever. Just no.
Matthew Karen says Bianca's overhead press needed as many replays. I don't think anything needed that many replays. No. Ryan B. Jam said, give me Bayley, Banks, Carmella, number one contenders match to face Belair at Backlash. I would be completely fine with that. I would love if they made something matter and Bayley could pin Carmella and Sasha could be mad about it. Peso Banks says WWE ratioed us by giving us night one and craft on us 3 times over. What they wanted to do.
Wow. That seems a little harsh.
That was good. That's pretty good.
Night 2 wasn't like that bad.
It was all right.
It?
I mean Raw, the way it got kicked off. Good. Raw was one of the worst I've ever seen. If it didn't have the Charlotte promo, I would have said it was one of the worst Raws probably ever. But I have seen Raws where nothing redeemable happens. So
yeah.
Nerd Guru says the more I think about it, the more a Becky Bianca feud would intrigue me. Well, yeah, I don't have to think about it. Yes, their styles would mesh and they could tell a story, and just them talking to each other could tell a story.
Becky's telling a story with anybody. Doesn't matter who. Yeah. She's telling a story with anybody.
BFG301 says Downer chat made the mistake of going on Facebook while Bianca's promo was on, and the comment that got me was, of course she had to say the ones who look like her. It's disappointing. Got a ways to go. Yeah, you still see a lot of real doofuses on the internet, and I mean, it's reflective of the fact that there are still some fucking idiots out there, quite frankly. It's about it.
Yeah, MVP puts a lot of those people in their place. That's why MVP rules.
Arpon Powell says, how is this SmackDown compared to Raw? Infinitely better and still underwhelming.
That about sums it up. Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been better. Could have been way better.
This show lacked T-Bar, though. It lacked T-Bar and Mace. So
Tune in Monday.
Against it.
Isaac Merriweather says, really disappointed in the way WWE is dropping the ball in the women's division lately. Bianca and Banks is awesome, but everything else is a bit lacking. Just everything is a bit lacking. Everything. They just cut 10 people, and I would say probably half of them really, really should have been on TV weekly. A couple of them in high-end spots. But what we saw tonight was Otis and Rey for like the millionth time. We saw Natty and Shayna continue this shit. We saw Profits, Rude and Ziggler, which they made a big deal about, they got their title shot back. Well, they got one last week too.
I feel like they'd gotten one before. Maybe not, because Rude and Ziggler hadn't defended the titles in forever.
Yeah.
But I've seen it a million times, because Street Profits beat Rude and Ziggler like 5 times, and then they're like, this is the last time ever Rude and Ziggler get a title shot. And then they ended up just winning the titles. These matches were just like, all right, I've seen it. I don't want to see it anymore. It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's retread bullshit. Owens and Zayn, a rematch. And
I love Owens and Zayn. It's like, I don't need to see this.
Yeah.
That one was annoying, because you're just going to have Owens win by count out and still lay out Sammy. Like, what? Just have him lose. Just have him lose.
Bezos says, off topic, but Tucky is my new favorite thing on Twitter. He does not care right now. Good for him. Steven
Jensen had a good tweet of like, the Tucky's tweet where he's on the golf course and he's got the shorts and he's smoking a J and everything. He's like, I learned more about Tucker's personality in this one tweet than I did in months, years of WWE television. Like, yeah. Yep.
That's the truth. So we do have some matches to talk about. Rey Mysterio beat Otis. It was a fine match. Sure. I liked the crucifix pin that Rey did. I thought for sure that Otis was going to roll back and not be able to keep that pin down, but he did. This was okay. I like Otis using the world's strongest slam too, but Rey gets the win. Cool.
They're clearly heating up Rey because they're promoting him in the 2K game, and so I just assume he'll get the Intercontinental title around the fall, because he seems to be the big star in WWE 2K. They've never built a game around him, I don't think, and this will be fresh and new, like everything else WWE does. I like that Pat McAfee was excited to call the 619. That's about as excited as I can get for this match.
Apollo Crews cut his promo. This I'm past the accent. I'm past the gimmick. I'm past Commander Aziz. I'm past the fact that Bruce or Vince watched the Coming to America trailer and said, all right, damn it, that's it.
I think you're wrong. I think they just finally now watch Coming to America, the first one. They just got around to watching that, is what they were on here.
They said that Big E, by the way, Big E's not there. They said he's not here because of the Nigerian spike? Some shit like that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Whoop-de-doo. Kevin Owens defeated Sami Zayn by countout. This is a very good, quick match. Zayn comes out and demands a rematch. We see some cool moves. And then Zayn takes a countout. And I'm like, well, okay, sure. But then they have him come back in and eat a stunner.
Yeah, I don't get it. Just have the man lose. Like, Sami Zayn doesn't need to be protected at this point, right? He just lost, so I don't understand it. Like, you're not helping him by taking a count out and then still getting hit with a stunner. You're not doing anybody any favors on this.
Nigerian nail. My apologies. My apologies to the people of Nigeria for this dangerous move in which has just eliminated Big E. Yeah. Big E went through like a car window and had stairs
dropped on him.
But that's what, The
nail.
Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira spot.
That man ripped off penises. All right, if he jabs his thumb into your neck, I'm pretty sure it's gonna hurt you very, very much. So
well, watching it dried my eyes out so bad that this is actually bleach. I was like, can't handle WWE anymore this week.
Wow.
Yeah, but the Owens thing, that was the Zayn Owens things was so weird. My hope is that Owens kind of sees evidence that Zayn is right, and he's like, yeah.
Is that what you think? Is like?
No, I don't think it's going there because that would be interesting.
I have no idea where this is going. I think Sammy's just like getting like keep doing this thing, and then it's just gonna get dropped. Honestly, I really just think it's gonna just get dropped, and it's gonna be very sad because it looks like Sammy's put a lot into this. But like they got their Logan Paul moment, and I think that's really all they cared about as well. It's like, all right, now what? Here, Sammy and Kevin just go out there and have another match, and then next week they'll have another match, and then at WrestleMania Backlash they'll have a WrestleMania rematch.
Yes. Heyman's backstage. He says tonight we're gonna give Jey Uso what he wants: a main event against the main event. Jey Uso. I love this. That was very funny. Why not? Jey Uso has.
It was predictable.
Yeah, it was, but I still. In the grand scheme of WWE stuff, it's like, all right, everything's predictable. So
true.
Why not?
Cesaro's got crooked teeth. He's making Swiss references and everything out here. Like,
indeed.
I thought the promo was good. I didn't get a lot of the references, but I thought it was fine. It's just predictable.
Reminder, guys, get your super chats in. We'll read your questions and statements on the air. Jason PS3 says, breaking news for 100,000th time, Shayna got beat with a roll-up. Let me tell you, buddy, if I ever saw Shayna Baszler get her shoulders pinned to the mat with a roll-up, I would be shocked. And I'm surprised that even at this point that she's not like, can we do something else? And maybe she does. But Jesus, man, like if I'm wrestling Shayna Baszler and I'm a WWE superstar, I'm spamming the roll up. That's
hit him with the RuPaul. Look over there, and then
yes.
just pin her up with a roll up. You don't get the RuPaul reference, Sean Ross Sapp. Don't pretend like you do.
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, 69 Names Deegan says, how many times have we seen Natty versus Queen Shayna? Because the correct answer is 953,214 times. Women's tag titles got me effed up. I'm tired. It's like they could have had Mickie James and Chelsea Green or the Iconics they couldn't. They fired them.
They have so much talent on this roster. Just do matches that people haven't seen before. All right?
Nikki Cross ain't on TV, huh?
Poor Nicola. Poor Nicola. Yes, like can we? Even if all right, if you're gonna beat Nicole Cross on this, if you're gonna beat these women like that's fine. There's tiers, there's levels to this stuff. It's cool that people can get wins and losses and not 50-50 to death. Like, just stop doing the same matches that we've seen 100 times.
Frankie Aguilera says SmackDown was great tonight besides the women's tag stuff. Well, each their own. He says, can't wait for the recreation of Hogan Andre and Booty Pro Wrestling with Tamina, Nia, including the mini entrance rings. Bezos says Shayna's taking Corbin's gimmick of roll-up king. Yep. Shayna, who did Shayna piss off seriously? I just don't think Vince, a reference you all have heard today, I don't think Vince gets Shayna Baszler. Rob Wilkins says, if Vince and Bruce can get Otis to be the Maurice of this Cedric Yabba Dabba Kato gimmick, I'll forgive him for Samoa Joe and the 8 other people. I don't get that reference.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either.
You'll have to break that one down to us, old Bobo.
Sorry, Rob.
Ryan BJM says, Sammy Countout, it's not worth it.
Yeah, oh my God.
It's not worth it.
Oh my God, Sean.
By the way, Nia kicked or got kicked by Tamina, but I just have to say that. Let's rant.
That segment on Raw made me want to just gouge my eyes out. All right, Mandy slipped at WrestleMania. It's very unfortunate. But of course they're like, oh, you see that? People were laughing about that. People were talking about, let's turn it into something. And they turn it into making Nia just look like a complete goof who can't get into the ring now, who can't get on the apron now. This is a woman who is beating Bianca Belair, beating Asuka, beating Sasha Banks for weeks, and now she can't properly enter the ring or properly climb onto the apron. And then Mandy and Dana just be like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. We pissed her off too much. She's such a goof. She's so mad that she's such an idiot that we're just going to run away. So stupid.
Rob says Maurice is the white guy, Louis Anderson from Coming to America. Yes, I agree. And I liked the backstage attack where Mandy was like, you don't see it coming, and then bam, slapped her. I was like, cool. Now do something next week. Not all this week. Do something next week.
Don't make Nia look like a goof.
Yeah. Yeah, Nia looked like a goof. And it was copy and paste, Jeremy, the old Sheamus storyline that I always make fun of. He bullies, he laughs, ha ha ha, look at this dummy, ha ha. Then he gets punched in the mouth. And how many times did you see Sheamus angry, sweating, just leaning over the ropes? Oh, I'm going to get you next week. That's what Nia did.
Nia's not even a punch in the mouth. She's looked like she's an idiot and can't properly walk because Mandy unfortunately slipped on a wet surface. And because she made fun of Mandy for it, now she can't do it. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
And I just want to say the idea that Mandy and Dana were like not worth it to somebody who couldn't get on the apron right.
Yeah. Like, I would have just gone outside and, made her chase you around the ring or something and then watch her trip and fall again since that's all she was doing on Monday. So stupid.
Vincent Millage says, why all the repeat matches? I've only been watching wrestling since AEW, but isn't WrestleMania supposed to be a blow-off for feuds and stories? Supposed to. They are creatively bankrupt and they are lazy on these shows, and it's cut and paste the same thing over and over again. That's it.
WrestleMania Backlash, Sean. They're so uninspired right now. They just slapped WrestleMania in front of Backlash.
Yep. BFG says opinions on the additions to the Swan Omega match. Any thoughts?
What's the additions? Morrow?
I think I would assume so because I'm not hip to any big.
Yeah, is it like a triple threat? Is it a 6-man tag?
No, you'll have to clarify that because if you mean Mauro Ranallo, sweet.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ryan B. James says every time you do that face, I think Nixon's head shake from Futurama. And Ryan B. James also said tonight, Pat and Cole reminded me when Triple H and Cole did commentary on the first SmackDown with no fans in the PC. That was fun.
That was very fun. Yes.
Well, Dirty Dogs defeated the Street Profits. It's a good match. It's a good pace. Dirty Dogs did not need to win.
Top dogs. Top dogs.
That's the Dirty Dogs.
They're the top dogs.
They're the top dogs now? Yeah. They've been the Dirty Dogs.
They're the top dogs. Michael Cole, I'm pretty sure, just thinks the Dirty Dogs is such a stupid team name that he keeps calling them the top dogs. And McAfee's had to correct him. He's like, they're the Dirty Dogs, Cole. And he keeps saying top dogs. I'm pretty sure it's because the Dirty Dogs is just dumb.
And I hope that McAfee trolls him and then does that every time. This is fine. This is good. Montez Ford losing, though, I don't like it. Well, why not have the Street Profits win and have them celebrate? Yeah. They didn't get a WrestleMania match. They didn't get any of that. But it's a week. It's like last week they realized, oh, shit, they won these titles 3 months ago and we haven't had them defend it once. We better have them defend it 2 weeks in a row. Nothing matters. Nothing matters.
When they announced this match, I thought that the Street Profits were going to win. And then when they did the celebration beforehand, I really thought they were going to win. I was like, oh, this will be a nice little moment. They'll put all the gold on Montez and D'Angelo and Bianca. Like this will be great. And then no, it's just that's why they're the dirty top dogs is because Dolph Ziggler. By the way, Dolph Ziggler with the braid had to be trolling, right? Had to be trolling. It's a good move by Dolph. Good move. Can't stay along Dolph Ziggler.
It's very uninspired, and I get it. Maybe there's some fatigue there. Maybe they're a little bit exhausted. But if you want to inspire your penis and you're worried about exhaustion, you don't have that confidence, BlueChew.com has you covered. That's right, BlueChew.com. BlueChew.
20,000 view juice
BlueChew.com. Code Fightful. Totally juice your partner and your penis with BlueChew.com. Code Fightful. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Their tablets help men achieve harder and stronger erections to combat all forms of ED, erectile dysfunction. It is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy, and it's shipped straight to your door in a discreet package. And when they cut out the middleman, that helps you. They're made in the USA, prepare and ship direct. It's cheaper than a pharmacy. You work with their licensed medical providers, and they find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Once you're approved, you'll receive that prescription in days. BlueChew.com, code Fightful. You get your first shipment free. Just pay $5 shipping. If you love your own penis as much as this business, use BlueChew.com. Use the code Fightful. Make sure that you give your someone special a WrestleMania moment. BlueChew.com. Code Fightful.
That is a great ad read right there, Sean.
I know. Taxel says Juice Box Fund contribution.
Yeah.
You want to donate that on twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. Jeremy gets those PPV points over there. He's getting that Ben Askren money. We're paying him in Bitcoin and juice boxes. He can't do MMA moves, though, or else it's all gone. It's all gone.
V-triggers on the Twitch. A lot of V-triggers.
My God. 69 Deegan says everyone loves the juice. Hashtag code Fightful. We got somebody who's trying to get us, trying to reinvigorate Juventud Guerrera's career, too, doing that stuff.
Oh,
my wife just sent me a message, said, Jeremy is drinking what we give our kids at school. We have a ton in our fridge.
I stole. So here's the thing.
What?
They pass these out at the schools, and they pass these out at the schools, and so the EP gets a bunch of them, tons and tons of them. Just doesn't have room for them. So I've got a bunch of them in the fridge, and these, yeah. So I stole these from the kids.
Who's the EP?
If you know, you know, Sean. If people who know the EP know the EP.
What is the EP?
The executive producer of The Distraction. Ask your wife. Do they get the little health bars? They get a thing of cereal. They get like apple juice or
we actually got some of the cereal they were getting.
Yeah, they get apple juice, the Pop-Tarts. Sometimes they'll get Pop-Tart. They come in like little plastic bags and they pass them out to all the kids. There's like 3 juice boxes in every bag, and the EP doesn't have room for all the juice boxes, so I get the juice boxes.
Ray Callahan says for the ad read, will Roman be mad at Rollins? No. I think that Rollins will actually be in the favor of Roman Reigns because of this. Sort of a he took the trash out for me type of thing. Norm Summers says, I started watching wrestling when juice boxes were still men. Still on a WWE break. Thanks for watching so I don't have to. We appreciate you, Norm. I would argue that juice boxes are still men, though. They haven't got soft.
Roll. No.
They have not gotten soft. I won't. Now, I miss the Squeeze-Its. Remember those jams?
Yes.
Like they had the little faces on them. You twist the top off and pure sugar, man.
Yeah.
Main event, Cesaro defeated Jey Uso via DQ. Now, they showed that UFO 200 times, and you knew what it was for. It was to get Seth Rollins mad. The match.
Why they did it?
What is it?
I said, is that why they did it? I thought they were just like trying to kill time.
Well, yeah. I think they were trying to kill time, but I think they did it to give Seth Rollins a reason to be upset. And this match was very good. Again, I don't know why we got to protect Jay here. I know that maybe so Cesaro doesn't have a claim to immediately go after the title type of thing. But some good moves here. I am so glad the corkscrew European uppercut is back. I think that's the prettiest move in wrestling. We got like a gut wrench superplex. He did like a standing drop kick to Jay while he was on the top rope. Jay even doing like a backdrop neck breaker. Some really cool stuff here. But I don't know if the 200 replays were paid off appropriately by Rollins running in, like slapping him a couple times, pushing him over, and then running off. Although I loved his screaming promo at the top of the ramp.
He should have, like on the fifth one, like Rollins should have just like cut in on this with, you know, like the paid ad thing and just being like, I don't approve of all of these being aired all the time. I'm glad Jey Uso didn't lose, I guess. Like, you know, I guess that's good because I definitely thought he was going to lose. It feels like we're just continuing Seth and Cesaro, which, cool. I think they're going to stretch this until WrestleMania Backlash. I really do. And maybe they do a triple threat at WrestleMania Backlash. I don't know, but I like Cesaro. I like Seth Rollins too. I don't need to see more of this. Like Cesaro won. Move on.
Guys, get us one more super chat in, and I'll feel very happy about where we are tonight. Please leave a thumbs up.
Super chat for the juice box.
Super chat for the juice box. I just want to say I did get an update on what the school has. Snack packs. We have a ton of extra in our cabinets. There you go.
There you go.
Nerd Group says, I feel like Jimmy should have interfered here instead. I hope you mean Jimmy Uso instead of Jimmy Van. Although I often think that Jimmy Van interferes where he does not need to.
I'm not making any comment.
Ray Callahan says, you asked. Roman should stack pin Cesaro and Rollins. Damn. I don't know.
I don't need everybody getting stacked pinned. All right. We gotta protect some people here.
And Ricardo Holt said, because you asked, old dong lord. Guys, we have so much coverage up this week. I did a special on the releases yesterday. And of course, you know, Fightful Select has all the exclusive news. It's accurate news. It's a good time. Tomorrow night on this channel, I will be doing a watch along of Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. Ric Flair is on that show. He is calling a slap fight. Frank Mir is on that show making $350,000. There's no way that goes wrong. Brandon Charles Powell says, super heat for the juice box. I appreciate the great work you all do. And Kim Chi says, can you give us your breakdown on Ollie Davis's new look? I already did. I was on Quizzlemania when it happened. I said that he looked like if Lars Sullivan got repackaged and lost 130 pounds. That's what I think. 69 Names Deegan says, you're lucky I got paid, LOL. Hashtag juice boxes for everyone. What does 69 Names Deegan do for a job? She really supports us here. What's she doing?
I don't know. That's maybe personal info that she doesn't want to reveal.
No, I want to tell everybody. Is she working at the Dairy Queen over there in the UK? Is it
Dairy Queen sounds good. I think I'm going to get that for lunch tomorrow.
Or is that not something they do there? They don't want to disrespect. I don't know. I don't think is she in the UK or is she in Ireland?
Yeah. Did you are you just making up where she's from now?
Yeah, I think I did. Well, she's got 69 names. So come on. She's for sure. And she's sending it in GBP. Yeah, I don't know.
Stop speculating.
That was the show I did on Fightful Select last night.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You got to make people pay for this kind of speculation.
Jimmy sent me a message. Of course, I had to tune in tonight.
Alex, Sean, you're going to get me in trouble.
Sour Grass tomorrow night, talking terrible SmackDown and the budget cuts. 69 Names Deegan says, I'm in Ireland, not in the UK. So here's the thing. I saw the 50 names that she had, and I said, oh, well, Ireland, for sure, right? For sure. Yeah. For sure that.
I mean, that's kind of that's just an assumption. I don't know. I
What
feel
does
like you should
Jeremy
be better
think of
than
Moby
that.
Davis? Also, the
I don't
people
know.
want Jeremy on Quizzlemania. I could not think of more of a trash fire than Jeremy and Quizzlemania, and I would love to see it.
I don't know who Moby Davis is.
It's Ollie Davis with his head shaved like
Oh.
Moby.
Oh, okay. I don't watch Quizzlemania. I'm sorry. I'm probably listening to a Paul Levesque interview around that time when that airs.
My favorite part of Moby's career is when he had a couple of hits and then he's like, you know what? I'm going to start singing on my songs. And it was a bad idea.
My favorite part of Moby's career is when he got stomped by Obi.
Obi was good. Obi Trice was
good.
really good.
Yeah, he was nice.
Norm Summers says, I got kiss my grits money. Juice boxes for everyone. Well, how about this, guys? How about you head over to twitch.tv/FightfulGaming and you kiss my bits? That's a direct way to support Jeremy Lambert over there. You're doing all kinds of stuff. Tell them about it.
Sean, I'm in the gym every day getting shots up. I am exhausted. This is the longest 2 weeks I feel like we've ever had between Mania and this week with the new schedule, which the new schedule is nice. Yes. Not quite, maybe not this week because it just started. I think next week it'll be a lot better. I am tired. I'm going into a coma this weekend. Nobody bother me, please. But you can support me if you just go to my author page on Fightful. Go to youtube.com/Fightful. Watch The Distraction. Yesterday was a monster show. This Thursday, quite possibly our worst and biggest show ever. It's our biggest show ever, Sean. Let me tell you, we have so many great matches for this show book. It is going to be tremendous. We're hoping a lot of people tune into this show. We're hoping we attract a lot of new viewers. We're putting on a tremendous show. We got a lot of great matches booked for this show. All right, Sean, the opener that we have booked for this show, it's going to be a great match. We're hoping new people check it out. We're hoping people stick around. We're hoping people really like it. Going to be a tremendous match, Sean.
I really want to interview him before Double or Nothing, and you're going to fuck it up. I just know you are.
We're best friends. We're best friends now.
The only period that I can think of that was more or as exhausting was April 2018 when there was WrestleMania, and then they're like, oh, hey, 3 weeks later we're going to do the greatest Royal Rumble. And then Conor McGregor decided to assault a bus during that period. Like, that was pretty wild. Bezos says 69 names Deegan stole my exact super chat message, but payday as an 18-year-old makes me feel more adult-like. Well, I appreciate you, and listen, if you want to feel less adult-like, just go steal your mom's credit card and use it for super chats too. I mean, I'm all for that. Bezo, thank you. 69 names Deegan, thank you. We're influencing the youth of both America and Ireland, and that makes me feel very happy.
Stealing juice boxes.
By stealing juice boxes. Guys, thank you all so much. Please leave a thumbs up. JL says, shout out to Anthony Davis, UK. Is he back?
Yeah, I think he is back. Or he's coming
okay,
back
good.
Yeah.
Great. Until next time, guys, FightfulSelect.com. I'm going to drop an interview over there, a big one, this weekend. Until next time, we're out.